person cannot just declare bankruptcy and then sort of have all of his debts miraculously vanish. Yes, bankruptcy can discharge, essentially get rid of certain types of debts, but not these debts.
Then you're out of luck. That debt is priority debt, and it's not wiped out by a bankruptcy filing.
Rumor has it Money Mayweather Jr., TMT, is going broke, bankrupt. Is this true? Can someone explain to me how on earth do you spend or waste 400 million?
Let's set the scene. Floyd Mayweather Jr., the man who literally called himself Money, who carried duffel bags of cash to casinos like most people carry gym bags, reportedly earned over $1 billion across a boxing career, so dominant it made accountants weep with joy.
The bank knows, the mortgage companies know, that maybe you'll keep your house 7 years. So the greatest tax write-offs for that home mortgage is within the first 7 or 10 years. Do you know that if you have a 30-year mortgage, let's just say it was for $200,000, that in the first 20 years, you've only paid down $100,000 of principal? Why? Because all of that money went for interest.
He was, by every measurable standard, untouchable. The richest athlete on the planet. The man who bled gold. And yet, according to a rapidly growing pile of alarming reports, lawsuits, and one very gleeful 50 Cent, the greatest financial knockout in sports history may have been dealt not in a ring.
What the hell is going on with Floyd Mayweather, man?
Man, do we got money or not? I don't know what's going on.
I'm lost.
Man, I seen, I think Stephen A was talking about he was bankrupt.
See, I know he came out with this commercial talking about he just invested in this deal that's worth like $402 million that's dealing with 60 apartment buildings.
Yeah, I heard the nigga bought half of New York.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so he walking down the street of New York. Yeah, I own that one. I own that one.
I seen that too.
So some people reached out to the agencies that he's connected with about this deal, and they said no comment.
Let me say something. I got a question.
But in a Las Vegas mansion stuffed with Bugattis nobody drives, here is the claim that will make your jaw hit the floor. Floyd Mayweather Jr. allegedly burned through $500 million in just 6 months. Not over a decade of bad decisions, not across years of slow financial erosion. 6 months.
Niggas is nosy for no reason.
Nosy as hell.
What I'm reaching out to these people about they deal for?
We want to talk to you about the Floyd Mayweather deal. No comment. But they say his name ain't on no paperwork or nothing.
I seen him on something. He look like a bum.
Floyd?
He was looking like a bum. Had like he ain't shaved in months.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
There's no way this man is broke. There's no way.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
That's approximately $2.7 million every single day on luxury cars that sit collecting dust, designer watches stacked like poker chips, private jets chartered for trips shorter than a decent Uber ride, and multi-million-dollar mansions purchased the way most people buy coffee. At that burn rate, even $1 billion starts looking thin very, very fast. And then came the IRS.
Live on a daily basis. This right here is rent. So we got this. We like to call this house right here the Palace. This is the EWB. Extended world base. Gucci pillows. All depends on how you want to close the door. Stop talking on filming. Come on. I didn't show you guys this. I bought this like 4 or 5 days ago.
Because if there is one opponent Floyd never figured out how to dodge, it's the United States federal government. A lien of $22.2 million filed against him doesn't just raise eyebrows. It screams from rooftops. This is a man who once publicly paid for a watch with more cash than most people will earn in their entire lives. A man whose financial team should have been running a small nation. And yet here we are with the IRS waving a $22.2 million flag that says in no uncertain terms,
I got all type of toys. Apple TV, espresso machine, all type of crazy stuff. Talked about this yesterday, talked about that. It's blue. Blue on the seats. Crocodile Himalaya, 110,000. That's what we do. Live life, have fun, work hard, play hard. Showing you guys my lifestyle.
Floyd, we need to talk. For someone who earned over $1 billion in a single career, owing the taxman tens of millions isn't just embarrassing. It's spectacular mismanagement of almost incomprehensible proportions. But wait, because it gets even more dramatic. Floyd's car collection alone is the stuff of fever dreams.
Floyd Mayweather, real quick, okay? So somebody sent me a lawsuit. I gotta go through the details. But apparently, a few of his girls, strippers at Girl Collection are suing him for loss of wages, okay? Now, I wasn't gonna pay attention to this because I was just like, well, how are y'all strippers and you suing him for loss of wages? I'm trying to figure that out. Like, you get your money from the pay-per-view. What does he have to do with your money? And so somebody put a little bird in my ear. They said this was the beginning of the lawsuit. Okay, they're going to be adding more allegations of harassment and all this stuff. And I was just like, no, hold up, you worked in a club. And so apparently there's more to come. All right, but here's my thing. I was like, the last person that filed a lawsuit against him alleging anything, where's she at? Anybody seen her?
Garage so sprawling, so absurdly overpopulated with Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, and Bugattis that multiple vehicles reportedly sit unused for months. Not driven, not enjoyed, just parked, depreciating. Silently bleeding value like a slow financial hemorrhage nobody noticed.
Me and Canelo are having a last laugh. Canelo is gonna enjoy his lucrative contract. He's gonna fight the very best, unlike Floyd. Waits for fighters to either be over the hill or too young, the way he fought Canelo when he was too young. Right. But look, hey, if Floyd really wants to fight, if he really wants to come out of retirement and crawl under his rock, then call out Canelo once again at 160, okay, 100 pounds, 160 pounds. Call out Canelo and do the rematch, and that's it.
You think he's talking this trash because he wants a rematch? You think he actually wants?
Absolutely.
You think he wants a rematch?
Look, another reason why he's crawled out of his rock.
Add private jets on standby, a wardrobe of designer clothes that rivals a department store, and watches that cost more than suburban houses, and you begin to see a man not building wealth, but burning it with the enthusiasm of someone who genuinely believed the money would never, ever run out. The real estate chapter is perhaps the most theatrically confusing subplot in this entire saga. On one hand, Floyd has loudly proclaimed his investment in commercial real estate, including a splashy claim about a $42 million deal involving New York apartment buildings.
He needs money.
You think he needs money?
Absolutely.
He's always flossy.
It's absolutely, he needs money.
You think he's going
Once
broke?
Again, come on. Fighters like that always go broke.
He's always spending, so I guess.
Absolutely. Look, he's not fighting anymore, so that big money's not coming in. Look at what happened to Mike Tyson. He made what, $500 million?
Right.
You think you can't spend $500 million overnight? Absolutely.
You can't.
I doubt he'll ever step into that ring. Floyd's a big freaking.
He called Canelo the easiest win of his career.
Yeah, because he was 21 years old.
Right.
Of course. If I fought Ryan Garcia, who's 19 years old, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna beat him easy because of my experience.
So fight him in his prime, he goes down.
Easy.
What's your message to Floyd?
Floyd.
Which he presented as proof that he's not just a boxer, but a sophisticated long-term investor, pivoting away from ring earnings and toward passive income streams. On the other hand, reports of employees at his Girl Collection Club filing lawsuits over unpaid wages paint a very different portrait. One of a business empire that may be more illusion than infrastructure. When your workers are protesting outside your club because their paychecks bounce.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to sue. That's insane. That 1.8 is high. 18 life. That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
Wow. You gotta show him what he's saying.
Money green.
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 1 of 1 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That 1 of 1. $1.8 million.
The savvy real estate mogul narrative takes a serious hit. When your workers are protesting outside your club because their paychecks bounced, the savvy real estate mogul narrative takes a serious hit. And the critics have not been shy. Oscar de la Hoya, himself no stranger to Floyd's shadow, made the pointed observation that Mayweather seems to return to the ring precisely when his bank account demands it. That's not just shade. That's a damning indictment of financial planning coming from another boxing legend who watched Floyd's entire trajectory up close.
Boxing Doctor News. Hey there, money moves enthusiasts. Let's talk about Floyd Mayweather's wild ride in the world of wealth. 1 minute. We're hearing about financial troubles. The next, he's dropping $402 million on Manhattan real estate. But hold up, plot twist. Now his LA gym employees are protesting, claiming they haven't been paid. Is the money team really out of money? Meanwhile, Mayweather's still flexing, snagging a $20 million property in Midtown. What's the real story here? Is he a real estate mogul or facing a cash crunch? And the biggest question, does Floyd even know what's happening at his gym? This financial roller coaster...
If your retirement keeps getting interrupted by the need for emergency cash injections, the retirement may not be going as smoothly as the Instagram posts suggest. Then there's 50 Cent, perhaps the most relentlessly gleeful commentator on Floyd's financial downfall.
What's up? Floyd, you seem really comfortable talking about money. A lot of people in the UK are not. So what are your beliefs around money?
Just because I talk about money doesn't make me a bad person. I mean, I like to have the finer things in life. Money don't make me, I make money. I like to feed my family. You know, we can't feed our family just saying I love you. You know, money is able to put us in a position so we can have the finer things in life. So we are able to travel over to the UK and experience and do different things. We're able to travel to Dubai and other countries and have fun and live life and experience different things. So when you're able to make a lot of money, you're able to do those certain things. And for those people that don't have any money, because life is all about having different experiences.
Who has made something of a personal hobby out of publicly mocking his former friend's claimed wealth. 50, who has his own complicated history with bankruptcy and financial drama, has gleefully and repeatedly called out Floyd's lifestyle as a facade. When your most vocal critic is someone who literally filed for bankruptcy and came out the other side.
And with me being able to make a lot of money, I'm able to bring my team as well as my family around the world so they can experience different things.
Something you said earlier, Floyd, it really fascinated me. And it gave me an insight that you really learned about money. Is you said in real estate, you got to know what to do on a small scale first.
Yes.
And then you went big. And is that because you don't want to take massive risk because you want to be smart with your money?
Well, like you don't go out there and work extremely hard for so many years and then take every dime you got and just put it into something that you don't know about.
Well, a lot of people do, don't they? I mean,
and a majority of the time you get bad results. 90% of the time you get bad results.
Perhaps the most devastating part is that he's not wrong. Now, to be fair, and dramatic storytelling demands we at least pretend to be fair, Floyd is not entirely without a plan. He has stated with some conviction that he is shifting his focus toward commercial real estate, positioning himself as a long-term investor, building consistent income streams rather than relying on fight purses to keep the lights on. That is, in theory, exactly the right move. Commercial real estate generates passive income, appreciates over time.
That we were all cheering and congratulating him from, but we might need to put a pin in that as some evidence comes forward that things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers, no public records, nothing. They made some phone calls to owners, and they could not find any information regarding this transaction. Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. You know, of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books. Because 50 gone 50. My question is, Does Floyd, was he swindled in some sort of business?
You are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather. Everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
And doesn't require you to take punches to the head. If the claims about the New York apartment portfolio are real and not just spectacularly well-timed PR, there may yet be a genuine financial redemption arc waiting to unfold. But here's the cold, hard, unsparing truth of the matter. A man who earned over $1 billion in his career.
His head did a 180 before he fell on his face. To report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters.
Look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just...
Who was at one point the highest paid athlete on the entire planet, should not be facing IRS liens, employee lawsuits, and a chorus of critics questioning whether the empire is solvent. The math is brutal. The narrative is even more brutal. Floyd Mayweather Jr. may be the most perfect cautionary tale in the history of professional sports finance.
One of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like, this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
And that Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets, and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from an individual, from a billionaire that had
a dazzling reminder that earning money and keeping money are two entirely different skills, and that all the Bugattis in the world can't outrun a $22.2 million tax bill. The ring was always where Floyd was untouchable. 49 fights, 49 wins, 0 losses. But in the arena of personal finance, a game with no referee, no judges, and no retirement package, Money Mayweather may have finally, spectacularly met his match. And his name is compound interest, tax law, and the inescapable gravity of spending more than even $1 billion can sustain.